Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. It's a live stream day. Well, I can scarcely believe it. It's a Monday, not a Wednesday. What's going on, Ed? Anyway, things are all a little bit higgledy-piggledy in our world, but I can guarantee you this. I am going to be doing this giant canvas behind me, and I'll explain what's going on with the other two. Yes, welcome to a Monday live stream. Let's run the titles. Well, here we are, we're back in the room. I'm just playing it on my laptop because I want to know if everything is okay. Yes, it is. I'm going to find it on my TV set just here because I've no idea where on earth I'm supposed to find it. Past live streams, where's the current live streams? Upcoming, no, uploads. I've no idea what the live stream.
So what you need to do is you need to go to Suarez Art.
I am at Suarez Art.
Yeah. And there should be something there
nope.
saying gone live.
Nope. I'll
nope.
come out of that.
Nope.
Sorry, folks. Just bearing me out. I'm going on the channel. This is good, isn't it? Go to channel. I should have a camera on this. Oh, there we go. Now, there we go. 16 watching.
Have you found us?
I am on the screen. Yes. Right.
Okay.
Okay. Hello.
I'll give you a round of applause for that then.
Hello. Hi folks, how are you all doing? Yes, it is a Monday from Suarez HQ. We are right in the middle of doing a massive commission for a commercial client in New York. We've not kept that a secret, have we, in the last few weeks? But if you have just joined us, I can tell you that what I'm about to paint is a real painting for a real person that's going to go in a real place 3,500 miles away across the Atlantic Ocean. I'm really looking forward to doing that. John B. Martinez, good mornings, and Kathy Coleman, good morning as well. I guess you guys are stateside. I'm not sure. Is it Tuesday over in Australia? Maybe our friends over there, if you are joining, could let us know. Fair play to you. It'll be very early in the morning if it is. I'd estimate it to be about 2:30 a.m. I'm not expecting you to get up for that. Of course not. Well, welcome. We were due to go live about 36 minutes ago, but we've had a few technical problems, but do not worry about that because right now we've got AD out in control, pressing all the buttons and making sure this happens. We've done a few adjustments on the camera. Here he comes.
So, according to this, the time in Canberra, Australia is 1:37 a.m.
So I wasn't too far away then.
No, you were pretty close.
Excellent. Now, guys, do come onto the chat. I'm not sure if you have seen this before, then of course you'll come on to... here we go. We're getting people on the chat. We're going to do lots of shout outs. I don't know why my telly's finally updating. Prepping for the eclipse. Oh, hello, Rita. Rita's prepping. What time's your eclipse, Rita?
Is it? Know. Yes, it's the 8th, isn't it? Oh,
is
yes,
it due today?
The eclipse, yes.
Didn't know that.
Yes, it's going to be a good eclipse, Rita.
Good eclipse. Let's do some shout-outs just while I'm standing at my machine. Funny Fox is first through the door. Congratulations. Oh, that's a nice surprise, says Funny Fox. Well, thank you very much. Peggy Christian, what a treat, I know. Great way to start the week, Kim. Thank you, Kim. That really tripped me up, didn't it? Technical problems caused by the eclipse. Yes, John, absolutely. Miss Prissy, less than 3 hours. I experienced 30% of the solar eclipse in Washington State, USA. Excellent. So, what have you guys got? West Coast then? Is Washington? No, Washington's not West Coast, is it? Is it West Coast? I don't know.
East Coast.
East Coast. I thought it was. So, what are you West Coast? You get to see it all? I'm not sure.
It goes right across diagonally, I think, across the US. Now, question: Do you know where you were when we had a total eclipse here in the UK?
Do I remember? No.
I do.
Where were you?
I was in Bibury taking a toilet out. I went
outside
and stood and watched it. It was very bizarre.
I wasn't removing a toilet. 212 starts going to be 97%. East Coast, 97%. Awesome. Don't know what we get over here. Probably very little. But we don't see the sun anyway here. So. This is what we get.
Nothing! You lose! Good day, sir.
In there. I knew that would come in handy one day, mate. V, welcome, V. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in. Peggy, enjoyed Sunday's video as well, the red and the black. Thank you. Yeah, we enjoyed doing the red and black one. That's again for the client over in New York City. So, what can I tell you? Anyway, come on, Ed, get on with it. I can hear a voice in my ear. It wasn't. It was actually my own voice. Actually, that sounds really bad, doesn't it? The voice is in my head, so paint. Let's go on to Roam Cam, right? And we've done a few adjustments on Roam Cam, trying to get Roam Cam not looking like we're in the middle of a Saharan sandstorm. So instead, what I can tell you is that we are saving these two canvases for Wednesday. I've cut them and I've base coated them and done the prep. It's kind of got this smoky kind of coppery vibe. You can't really see that. You'll see more on Wednesday because these are going to be, hopefully, fingers crossed, be dry enough for Wednesday. And they're going to be painted in tandem. I'm doing a brand new technique. Say what? Say what?
What?
What? I was going to say, he probably says I'm not paid enough to press the buttons, but then that would indicate that I paid him at all. Yeah, so we've got a smoky kind of cappuccino thing going on here. And these are going to actually be turned around and put side by side. And then I'm trying a brand new technique. In fact, it's so new, I haven't even made the tool for it yet. But that's what these are going to be. So these have been pre-base coated. That's taken a little bit of time today to get that right. And then I've also cut for this one. And we're going to be using the roller to do a base coat. And then we're going to be doing some nice black and white and copper over the top. And this is going to be very similar to a painting I've done called Cirrus 12. Partial one in northern and western UK. Thank you, Funny Fox, giving us the lowdown on the Eclipse. West Coast. I thought Washington was on the West Coast. In Pacific Northwest. Thank you, Miss Prissy. Right, let's go. Let's give Roam Cam back in its holder. And let's get painting, guys. We're not messing about today. I've already got my... I'm going to reuse the roller from doing these base coat. I'm going straight in with unthinned paint because I actually do want quite a thick coat on this because we're going to do this nice and liberally. So I'm just going on with white. It's a very bright white because it's gone on quite a bright white background. And you may also like to know, folks, that I finally, now I've got the go-ahead from the New York client, that I've done a paint order today, provisionally, which is into 4 figures. Terrifying, the cost of paint these days. Good Lord. Yeah, so that's happening. So the paint's going in. Vanessa Lips. Hello, Vanessa. Very nice to see you. Yeah, I'm just catching up with that. So no more comments at the moment. Fantastic. Okay. Right. Shall we? The numbers are coming up now. That's 18 of you watching now. Considering we haven't put this on social media, and there's nobody knows it's happening. Well done to all of you for finding this. First thing we're going to do, and yes, you are correct. You're watching a guy in the UK painting, and you're watching the paint drying, putting white paint on a white canvas, and you're tuned into it. How epic is that? Let's make sure we do it before the eclipse hits us, eh? Right, so I'm just going to do not a thin base coat, but I'm using the roller on the extension pole just to spread the paint around. This doesn't have to be great, it just has to cover it, because it's all about what goes over the top. That's the important thing. And as with all these things, we'd like to know where you are, what you're up to, what time it is, what you're doing with your day. Come and join us on the chat if you're watching live. If you're not and you're on playing this on catch up, firstly, thank you very much for watching. Secondly, where were you when it was live? Not paying attention to your smartphone? I don't know, eh? Back of the class. I'm only joking. Got a ripple already. Good opportunity to mention Wednesday's live stream. I know I've mentioned it already. Funny Fox says we've had a phone notification about you guys streaming. Excellent. Thank you for that. It's good to know that it's working. When's your deadline, Ed? That's Funny Fox. That's a great question. Thanks for asking. Yeah, so we have to have all of these done, bearing in mind there's 25 individual pieces. Everything rolled in crates. All the timbers arrived in New York to be dispatched from the Netherlands, all ready to go. the 3rd of June. And if I'm honest with you guys, it isn't enough time. I would normally be probably taking 6 months to do this, but we don't have that. So having been over and met with the client in New York, and they said June the 3rd to June the 7th is our moving in date in the new building, and that's where we want the art. So you nod and go, no problem, absolutely no problem, and then I get on the plane and start panicking, because in reality it is impossible. But we will make it possible, because that's what the clients asked for. So I don't care how many late nights, how many paintings I have to do, because although there's 25 as the finished number, just because I'm painting something from a particular space, it doesn't mean to say that the clients or the team that are looking into what they like and don't like will agree on something and say, yes, that's what we want. So there could be a number of repaints in various spaces. So I'm hoping the vast majority of, I'll hit them first off. So whatever I'm painting for the space, like this one today, they'll go, yeah, we absolutely love that, Ed. Yeah, that's a winner. That space is done. The more I get that are rejected, the more it adds to my workload. And of course, ergo, the more time it's going to take. There's another added difficulty when you talk about these things, and that's the drying time. So drying time is different to curing time, is different to the roll time. Let me explain that for you. The thicker the paint, the longer it takes to dry. Dry to a point that I can take it away from its flat position and hang it so it can continue drying, i.e. getting air behind the canvas. When the air goes behind the canvas, it accelerates the drying process because I'm able to feed fresh air through the base, through the back weave of the actual physical canvas itself, which does accelerate the drying time. But I can't do that, the curing time, until it's sufficiently dry enough. Then when it's dry enough and it's hanging on the racks, at some point we'll show you the racks because we've utilised those today with the first wave, it then has to have some curing time. So whilst the paint might look as if it's dry, it actually isn't. Inside, or if you depress it with your finger, you can still put a fingerprint into the paint, which of course is no good when we come to roll it. So then it has to cure sufficiently enough to allow it to be rolled. Everything is going to get rolled round pipe, put into a giant crate, which is the most cost-effective way, and then shipped over to the US in a big crate. So to do that though, every single painting has to be able to be rolled without it compromising the integrity of what's on the canvas. That's the crucial bit, because if any of it isn't, it can't go. So what I'm trying to do is be as clever as I can and do all the really thick stuff, multiple layers, multiple coats, that kind of stuff, now in the next week, to allow it sufficient time to be rolled up. So I'm always playing against this roll, cure and dry time as to when I can remove something, when I can put it upright, when I can photograph it. Is it going to be stable? How long does it need for the air to get behind it? Today is one of the jobs we've done, is to get the drying rack up and running. We've got a fan on a very slow speed, about 15 feet away, just gently circulating air. Now the air doesn't have to be warm, although it helps, but it does have to be circulating. So we've done that today, and that's to give the 4 that are already up there a chance to get air into the back of the canvas. So this becomes a very technical exercise, as well as obviously, creating something that everybody in these offices, and there's going to be a lot of staff in these places, really want to look at. So the complexity, to answer your question, Funny Fox, and I really appreciate you asking it, the complexity of the job is huge. Logistic. Before I even do anything else, I've got to bear all of that in mind to be able to get anywhere. So I hope that does answer your question, Funny Fox, and I really appreciate you asking. It is a good one. So that's the deadline, June the 3rd. We've got to be there in New York City with staplers ready to go, which means I've got 5.5 weeks from here to paint 25 paintings and have them signed off, which is a big ask. So work that out. It's 5 a week. It's 1 a day every day. And I've got to try and figure out when the base coats get done, enough curing time for those to go off, taking them back out, then coming back in, recutting canvas, base coating that, taking that out, making sure I've got the right sizes cut, which ones have to have the most volume of paint, they get done first. And this whole jigsaw of logistical stuff, it's a nightmare, it's a headache. But anyway, there we go. Rita, wouldn't the client like a few ready-mades? I don't think the client really is that concerned about whether it's to be done or ready-mades, but to be honest, because of the specific sizes for the shapes, Rita, there isn't anything that we've got that is currently right for any of the spaces. So it means that we have to cut everything bespokely to the measurements that we've measured for, and then paint accordingly. If there was something that seemed to fit that brief, yeah, I'd absolutely choose it, but unfortunately there isn't. Need some helpers, says V. Always, but I'll let you know. Jeffrey from Palm Springs back in the house. Hello, Jeff Burnell. Very good to see you here. Right, shall we get some colour on, buddy? Shall we just do it?
Do it! Just do it! Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Nothing is impossible! No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can!
Well, if Shia LaBeouf says we can do it, then I'm pretty sure we can absolutely do it. And the first colour from the arsenal of awesomeness is some Suarez blue, which we're going to get on. And we are running out of some colours at the moment, but I will get a delivery on Thursday. I'll be driving to go and get the delivery and chatting to the paint supply. Right, sorry, my mic cut out then. I do apologise. No idea what was going on there. Bizarre. Yeah, so got to go over to paint suppliers on Thursday and go see them. Pick up an order and discuss a few other bits and pieces with them. Mainly, we're on a mainly blue kind of mission here. We're going to do some duck egg, greeny, bluey tinges to this. Some gold. We're going to have some. We're going to have some copper. And we're going to do some wispy stuff. We're going to get the spoon out. We're going to ladle some stuff in. Might put a tiny drop of green. We're definitely going to have lots of white and black. I'm going to get my black out as well. Let's go black. We're going straight in with the gloss in the black. That's what we want. A drawing skeleton. Hello. Yes, it is a bit of a surprise for a Monday, isn't it? There could very well be one tomorrow as well. We've got a lot to do. We have a lot to do. Right, okay, let's get the gloves changed. More people tuning in. Thank you very much for being here, folks. I really appreciate it. If you've got any feedback for us, always appreciate it. We've just switched to Rome Cam. I'm going to grab that for you in just a second. If you're just joining us now, I've actually base coated. Hopefully you can see the shine in the canvas. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you will see a few vertical ripples here and there. Don't worry too much about that. Canvas is a material, of course it is, it's a natural material, and even though it has a gesso primer on it from the factory, the underside of it is raw canvas. And essentially what we have when you put any fluid onto a material is we'll get rippling. This is where the fibres, which aren't, fibres are uneven. It doesn't matter how microscopic you get onto these things. Even, apart from the finest silks, of course, this is quite a coarse weave of canvas. I'm going to try and show you the fronds of a little bit if I can. Yeah, I've got a bit here. So, it's quite a raw thing. Which one are we on, buddy? Yeah, okay, so there you go. I'm going to try and hold that so that Adi can kind of see it. So, although the fibres are fairly consistent when they're woven together, there are inconsistencies in there. And what a base coat does, it kind of eliminates a lot of that. But at the same time, it's not perfect. So of course when you introduce fluid to a material that's got quite an uneven density and texture, you'll get very, very small microscopic changes in the way that it behaves in terms of how it absorbs or doesn't, and how it then subsequently evaporates. So you get some shrinkage and some expansion, and that is what the ripples are. If you've ever wanted to know that, well, now you know. It's all very technical stuff. Hello, Carl. Early treat. Nice distraction from job interview prep. Oh, Carl, I wish you the best of luck with that. My goodness me. Yeah, so that's what the ripples are. I can do a lot to get around that, but it means I have to tape everything down. And even that doesn't stop it. But actually for this one, I don't mind having the ripples there. They're going to add something to it. When we come to Wednesday nights, which are the two canvases I've already base coat prepped over there's enough base coat to hold the canvas without ripples, because that's the other side of things. This is, if I put a ton of paint on and it's very, very thick, it tends to eradicate the ripples because there isn't too much moisture permeating through the bottom. Are you following me on this? You have to follow this because things go wrong unless you get it right. That is what it is. So the ripples are fine. I don't mind that, but for canvases where I do, then I have to secure them with duct tape so that they don't ripple. And then, of course, as soon as I introduce paint, of course, they might still ripple because paint does crazy things to canvas. So some of the time, I don't have any control over it, even though I'd like to think I have. Anyway, that is your lesson in how material absorbs or doesn't choose to absorb.
So is that the Suarez science lesson for today, is it?
It is. And
excellent.
It's all completely free of charge. You don't have to thank me.
So what you're saying is there's a science behind it, but sometimes that science works backwards or forwards or sideways sometimes, but mainly sometimes it doesn't, or does. Perhaps not, but maybe.
Some of the time, yeah. Yeah, that is about right, actually.
As long as I'm clear on that.
You are, yeah. It's as clear as day, mate.
It's a real science, yeah. Art is a real science. Is that what we're saying? It's a science, art science.
I've figured it all out, as you can tell.
Or not, as the case may be.
Or not.
Okay.
Oh, dear. V. Louise Arthur, happy to make a live finally, and is excited. Well, V. Louise, we are excited to have you here too. We're going on with the first colour, folks. This is called Boston Metallic Blue, a complete staple and a favourite of mine. A little bit tricky to get into where I need it to go, but I'm not too worried about that. We're just going to put a few dollops in the middle. This canvas currently measures 270 centimetres by 170. Sorry, no, I'll say that again. Yeah, no, 270 by 170, because it is going to have a finished size of 250 by 150. That's in centimetres. Do not ask me what that is in imperial, but it's quite a lot. We're going in now with the Suarez Blue, and it's probably not going to take a million years to paint this one because the technique is nice and simple. But I've got to get the amount of thinners right. Bearing in mind we've just had a science lesson, that is going to involve adding yet more fluid. So while we stay on where we can, I will come round this side. Actually, is it any better from this side? I'm just going to have to try and do this the best I can, aren't I? That's all right, because I can do the other blue from the other side. A little bit left, so let's drizzle that onto the ends. Now, having met with the CEO of the company we're working with a couple of weeks back in London when he was over here, Eddie and I took the train to go see him. We were able to grab half an hour of his time when he told us all the things that he does and doesn't like, which has been invaluable actually, because this is helping shape what the entire commission looks like. So we were able to gain some information about the things that he wants to look at. One of which was a painting called Cirrus 12. In fact, I've done a number of paintings in this kind of vein before, but it's something that he really likes. So we're doing a black, copper, silver and black, kind of right through the middle. Is that what I said, black twice, did I? can hear something. Is that them mowing the grass outside, mate? Can you hear that? Is it a helicopter? Is it? I can just hear something.
I think it's a helicopter. There's dogs barking, helicopter, there's a tractor out there, there's lots going on outside.
Ah,
No, you could be right. It could be somebody mowing grass as well.
okay.
I'm not sure about the science, but it's possible. It could be, or it might not be. Schrodinger's cat. Yeah, it could be, or it couldn't be.
It's supposed to be a quiet place. It's all going on today. I've got Chinooks flying overhead. Now they're cutting the grass. There's dogs barking up the road.
I think we had a Eurofighter shoot past as well.
Really?
At some point.
Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. Okay, so we've got 2 colours of blue on at the moment, which is fine. And what I'm going to do, we need to get some of this nice, I call it duck egg blue, but who knows. Watching you whilst walking, little fox and little dog in the forest near us, woodland creatures. Excellent. Yeah, drawing skeleton, I completely know what you mean. It doesn't always work out, does it? Curious to know, just going back to Funny Fox, you managed to get a signal. Is anybody else on like a mobile signal watching outdoors? That's quite interesting. Actually, I don't know if anyone has said that they're watching while they're kind of outdoors. I would imagine most of you are on some kind of Wi-Fi or something somewhere, but that's quite interesting. Quite interesting to know what your signal's like and how it looks like coming across. Do let us know. Science lesson comes along with our free subscription. Wonderful. Yes, Miss Prissy. In fact, I know most of you are already subscribed, but of course, if you are not, folks, make sure you do give us a press on the big red button, because obviously you've joined us today. We don't want you to miss any of this cool stuff, do we? Of course not. You need to be subscribed to be able to get your notification, which I'm sure you are, because how else would you know it was here unless you are randomly typing this kind of thing into the internet. Naturally, we would hope that YouTube would pick it up and go, oh look, we're going to recommend this out to the entire world because it's much better than watching Mr. Beast videos. However, until that happens, we will rely on your patronage, of course, folks. Right, okay, so let's have a look at this. I'm going to get some black on. I'm not going to do in a lot. The black tends to go all over the place. Less is more. Can always go on, can't it? Can always do more. Because I'm going to be attacking this with some thinners very shortly. I want to look at the ups and the downs and the lefts and the rights. Very simple, this technique. But with the enamel paints, you wait and see what happens. Tempted to turn it into a bit of a Pollock, but that's not what this technique's about. Not at the moment, anyway. That's all the black I'm going to do for now. Now, because we base coated, for those of you that joined us early on and saw that, whatever happens now is going to react to the base coat underneath. So we are going to get white starting to permeate through. Nice. The kind of thing that I'm after. Right, have we got all colours of blue? Is there a blue I haven't done? It's the little French blue, isn't it? I don't think I need a lot of this, so I'm going to go a little bit more. Let's use the other end of the... No, I can use the spoon. Let's just tease a little bit of this in. Don't want too much. Not too much. Let's come around this side. Which camera, mate? Okay. Here. Now already I can see there's a reaction to where I put paint on already. It's reacting to the white, which is great. The up and down movement's looking nice. I'm almost tempted just to leave it like that, because I do quite like that. But we are going to give it a bit of a spray. It's not probably going to move too much, this one, when we do spray it with thinners. And that's simply because we're on a table. Now, the reason it is elevated off the ground is so that I can control the surface that it's on in terms of it being level. I've always struggled wherever we've been in the past getting any kind of level floor. So of course, as you introduce a liquid, science lesson number 2, a liquid onto a slope, even a 1 or 2 degree slope, it will find the line of least resistance and off it goes on its holidays. So I have to be really, really careful of that as well, and that can be a problem. But since we had the tables made about 10 years ago, although they're a bit of a nightmare, I've got to change gloves, a bit of a nightmare to maneuver and set up and get level due to the amount of legs that they have underneath them. The interesting thing is that we can create a virtually, or the best, flat surface that we can, and that means that the paint doesn't start to shoot off in all kinds of weird and wonderful directions. Sometimes that's great and what we want, other times it's not. So today's one of those where we just want to let the paint kind of find its organic level, do its little bits and pieces, its little shimmies up and down, but I don't want this to disappear off and find it out on the roadside tomorrow morning or when we're back in. So that's the principle. So now you know. I'm going back in of what? Oh yeah, sorry, I thought you meant to be putting the gloves on. Sorry, I was just talking in my ear. Right, let's go have a little look. Let's have a little look. So yeah, you can see that now, can't you? Starting to soak into the white a little bit. Let's see how close in we can get. Let's have a little look. See all these fronds starting to appear? And this is the reaction to the white underneath. Now, with these over here, which are pre-done, by Wednesday they'll be dry. So actually, when the paint goes on, you won't get this effect. But I definitely want this now, because as we put the thinners on, both these layers are going to start to react with each other, and I want the white to kind of form through all of this as well, you see. So what might just look like some random dude just chucking paint around for the hell of it, you know, just for the fun of it. Trust me, it's years and years of practice. I understand if I want to get a certain technique down on the canvas, there is a procedure to follow to be able to do it. Yeah, just to answer your question, Funny Fox. Yeah, do I need to do more than 25 pieces if the client doesn't like? Yeah, so what we're going to do, when I got a batch of 5, I'm going to send all the photoshopped pictures, and we're doing videos for them. And actually today we've been doing that as well as everything else for the first wave, and yeah, we'll get them hopefully to approve the first 5 spaces and move from there. Once the space is done, it goes from a pink highlighter to a cross, and then I know that that space is done and dusted and we can move on to the next one. But yeah, there's I don't know how many there could. It just depends how good I am to start with. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Nelson is here. Hello. Hola, Nelson. Hello, friends. Ed and Adi, good job. I haven't been receiving notices of new videos. I don't know, mate. I really wish I knew what YouTube was up to. I was just on YouTube doing my police karaoke and saw you were streaming. Okay, well, police karaoke. Which song were you singing then, Fairy Tale? Yeah, we want to know. M. Robinson, you should whip up a quick custom blue. Well, interestingly enough, the Suarez blue is a custom blue. I don't know if you knew that or not. It is unique to us here. Nobody else has it, which I think is rather good. I'm going to pop some gold. Ooh, that's what I can do. M. Robinson, police karaoke. Awesome, yeah. Thank you, V. Louise. Let us know what song you were singing, because I think we all want to know now, don't we? Right, we're going in with a very, very thick gold. Most of this is going to kind of stay as it is, which I don't mind at all. It doesn't tend to react to the thinners that I put on for the rest of the paint because it's from a different manufacturer. That's okay. I want these little sort of seams of lightning just to kind of find their own way through it. So they can stay as they are, they can dissolve, I don't really mind. You can see them all, that's just nicely fronding around the place. Yeah, see if we can get another couple of those into the centre. Not far off from attacking the thinners now. It's not a very long stream today. But it will be what it will be. Brand new paint delivery coming Thursday. So I anticipate if we're not streaming Thursday, we probably will be on Friday. We're probably going to have at least one day where things just settle down. There might not be any space left to be able to do cutting and base coating, etc., etc. I was singing and playing my custom fretless bass along with Zenyatta Mondata. Great album. I remember when that came out. Was it 81 that came out? Fretless bass. It takes some playing. Are you a Mark King fan? You must like all the must like level 42, even though he didn't play a fretless bass. I'm trying to think now. Great fretless bass player. There's a guy that plays with Steve. Who was the guy in Imagination? Lee John was the singer, the bassist in that. He was epic, and he always played a fretless bass. I guess we're going to find out because I can hear AD typing in the background. Right, let's break out the copper. Let's see if I can get the lid off. Errol Kennedy, is it? Ah, right. Didn't know that. Yeah, he always used to play a fretless bass. Yeah, I remember Lee John was vocals. Yeah. Don't just love Google. We're just checking out now who played fretless bass with the British band Imagination. Let's go back a bit. Was that Imagination? Body Talk, I remember that one. If you can't sing it, we'll get demonetized. Funny Fox, hopefully the weather improves and your paintings dry faster. Yeah, I mean, if we can get the ambient heat up a little bit, temperature up, that would be good. I'm not going to lie to you, you know, if it's cold, it does affect things, even though they're not too temperature dependent. But I would certainly just benefit, welcome some warmer weather. Right, we're going in with copper. Okay, where are we at then, buddy? We on the overhead still? All right, I'm going to just pop some copper in. Let's see how we get on. Fairly thin lines will do, except for that one, which is a big thick one. Come round this side. I'm liking that. This is going to work out very nice. Oh, thank you very much. That's very nice. Missy Prissy. Big Louise likes that. Sting played fretless bass on early albums. I did not know that. Well, let's get AD on because we're both big Police fans. Did you know that? Did you know Sting played fretless bass?
I didn't. But
Well.
I say I saw them live at the Hollywood Bowl, so in California, and yeah, no, I didn't know that.
Miss Prissy, very inspired by the technique. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Going to use fabric paint on linen. Love the blues and like cinnamon red with blue. Interesting. I always find red and blue quite a difficult combination to work with. I don't tend to work with them too often. Let's have a little review then. Well, we've got 1, 2, 3 blues on. We've got a black, we've got a copper, we've got a gold, got a bit of duck eggs blue. So we've got 7 colours, would you believe? Doesn't really look like it. And I think we're probably, with a glove change, about ready to get the thinners on it. And we'll let this do its thing. I'm really tempted just to leave it, to be honest with you, but don't know. Really tempted. I like some of the shots. They just give me some good stuff on the overheads. Carl Miles, looking promising. Thank you. Got to leave you for now. I'll check back with the finished result. Best wishes all. Thank you, mate, and good luck on the job interview if you've got it today, buddy. Come back and let us know on Wednesday how you get on, if indeed you do know by then. But best of luck from us both, mate. Right, Rome Cam, let's give you a look at what's happening with the gold. Now the gold was, hello Devanda Studios. The gold was put on in some very thin beads and streams. You can just see that kind of poking its head out. Copper slightly more pronounced. We haven't gone over the top on black. I want this to be quite a light and bright thing. I don't know, it might sound a little bit crazy because now we're about to go completely nuts and get some thinners on. Not too much though. I don't want this to go all over the place. Okay, there's some nice colours of blue in there. I'm just checking that I haven't missed any actually. I'm tempted to with a tiny drop of green in this, but I think that would kind of miss the point. This is all about, you know, strong winds blowing and, you know, the power of nature. So I think we're going to keep it at that. Quite happy with the elements of blue in there at the moment. So I'm going to start with spraying, and then we'll see how we go with there. So let's have a go with this, shall we, buddy? Right. And I'm going to need to be patient with this. So Nelson, gracias Nelson, saying yellow and red. Now, should, hopefully, if Adi picks a spot maybe on overhead, any spot you like, should start to see this beginning to move now, starting to morph. Ironically, we talk about warmth a lot, well I certainly do, anyway, when I'm banging on about the paintings, and the ability to put warmth into things. It's not a warm painting, I'm not going to lie, even though the copper and the gold are bringing a little bit of warmth. Here's the bit actually, which is the fresh, but almost what feels warm to me, and that's that little drop of, just caught me spraying, that little drop of the duck egg blue. It's a bit odd to call it warm because it isn't a warm colour, but it's quite fresh, isn't it? If you know what I mean. So we're just going to start and get a little bit of spread now on some of these blue parts. I want that to kind of like figure itself out. If it doesn't move too much from that, I'm not at all bothered. I quite like to keep some of the negative space going here because it helps you concentrate on what's going on around it, and I like that. So this is where I might need to give the blue a little bit of a spray in a couple of places just to encourage it, which I can do. And the same with the black as well. I'm just trying to figure out where he's got to. Are you going back down it now? Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so when we come to this one, I'm going to spray it towards your left. Wait till I see it. Oh, you've probably got it now. There you go. I've changed the nozzle slightly because I can be a little bit more precise. I've got slightly more direct spray at the end of the nozzle, and I'm localizing it now into different areas just to try and give it a little bit of encouragement where I think it might need it. Can always add it, not take it away. Hey, Henry Jahan. Hello, Henry. Maghribia. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Can you tell me what the spray is for? I would be delighted to tell you what the spray is for. In fact, I'm going to fill it up right now. The spray is thinners. And for these particular paints, even though the paints are very specialist, the thinners isn't. The thinners is what is essentially a stock thinner you can get from any industrial paint supplier. If you were to go and ask them for solvent-based paint thinners, this is what they would give you. It smells a bit like pear drops, but isn't very good if you ingest a lot of it into your lungs. Yeah. That's why I wear the mask, and also for the paint as well. Some pressure. So yeah, just standard paint thinners. Thank you for the question, that's a great one. What a surprise, Ed and Adi. Yes, absolutely. It is a surprise, isn't it? Elaine, hi Ed. Adi, what a nice surprise. Just come home from work to find you live streaming. Sad I missed the start. Don't worry. Watch that on catch up and I'll explain everything. So you don't have to worry about missing a thing. So going a bit more aggressive now with the thinners. That's going to start blooming, which you should be able to start and see. to try and encourage these flows up and down. Nice. Definitely down. Yeah, we've got some of these really starting to move now. That's quite nice. They almost look like, well, we've kind of got some organic tone. I'm going to try and push a couple down this way. Of course, I'm looking at my TV, which is 20 seconds delayed, trying to figure out where the camera is at any one point in time. Not the easiest of things to do. Yeah, I'm liking the way this is going. It's nice. Starting to get a few areas developing now, starting to spread themselves out. Interestingly, we're still keeping the shapes on the copper pretty much, which I like. Letting everything else kind of find its own level. I'm going to start and continue this kind of up and down movement. They're going to flow. They're going to go wherever they want to go. But that's kind of almost got, you know, like a, I don't say bacteria, but like a nucleic kind of, you know, neuron kind of effect going to it. Now, it's enough thinners for now. Here, oh, you're very welcome, my Caribbean. My pleasure. Back from the hospital, like Arnie said, I'll be back. I hope you're okay, Henry. I'm wishing you all the best for that. Rita's liking it so far. Fairy Tale Jedi. It's thinners, or if you're Cockney, it's finners. It's thinners, mate, isn't it? Hey? Oh, that's just thinners, mate. Hey? Don't get me, I could talk all broadcast as a Cockney. That would be hilarious. Or not. So let's not. Now, just taking a moment to wander around. I've got and I'll give you a short look on Roam Cam in a minute. We've got a few areas which might need redistributing. So I'm now considering whether I get the little grout spreader out and maybe just give a few flicks here and there. What do we all think of that? Do I start flicking? Centre needs a bit of a flick. I might need to pick some paint up, redeposit it down. Actually, it's got a kind of nucleic feeling to it from this direction. It's really nice, actually. I like that. Very expressive, which I kind of like. So yeah, I think I know. I've got a top line. The bottom line isn't too good, so I need to spread this bottom line out a little bit because it's slightly off center. Yeah, there's some really interesting kind of neural pathways opening up now. So I think I'm going to have a little schnizzle jizzle with my grout spreader, and then we'll give you a look on the Roam Cam because this is starting to look rather nice, as Haley is now showing you in the overhead shots and now the PTZ. Looks like warm river lakes with clouds hovering above. Thank you, M. Robinson. That's a nice way to look at it. Recovering and watching Ed and AD. Well, hopefully that is a good recovery process for you, Henry. And we appreciate you watching. Yeah, that's interesting. This one's starting to move. Some very interesting shapes coming in. Yeah, the blues do look a bit pastelish in places. I'm going to give you a look in just a second. I need to maybe just figure out this. Slightly too much over on this side. So how am I going to deposit that over there? This is the tricky bit. So I was a little bit wayward with my blue over on this side, but that's okay. I have, mate, but I don't think you're going to suck enough up. But I should be able to get it on the scraper. Aiden talking to me about using a syringe. It's fine, buddy. Yeah, I think we'll be all right. Yeah, it's quite nice, actually. Let's have a couple more of those. Yeah, that could be quite interesting. Good. That's just kind of taken that harshness of that one away. So we're on the all camera shot now. Now I've got to choose one to look at now because this is where it can get a bit like, oh, I don't know which one to look at first. Right, okay. Just give me a second, folks, in case I'm not chatting. Now I can always add to. Very, very difficult to take away. And you have a look from down here, some really nice shapes opening up down here. I want to make sure it kind of feels fairly balanced. So I probably need to move some blue down the other end. So let's just give me a moment to assess that, folks. Right, now, hopefully, lots of you still watching this pop-up stream, which you did not expect to happen today. I really hope that you can give us a nice big thumbs up, because that would be absolutely awesome. And if you are not entirely sure how to do that, this little video will remind you how. Now, if you're enjoying this video, then don't forget to give us a nice big thumbs up. And remember to hit that subscribe button. And click on your bell icon so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. Okay, perfect. Right, I think it's time to give you all a look on Roam Cam. What do you think, mate? I think we should do that. This kind of feels quite nice the way it's panning out. I've got one or two areas I need to look at, but let's have a look. Here we go. Well, look how we're changing from where we first came in. Let's go around to this end first. You just saw me taking some of the harshness of this blue away, and even by cutting into it, look, we're creating some really interesting shapes. Let's come out to the edge. You can see the impact of the white base coat now interacting with everything, even down to this very tiny little splatter, almost interference pattern around the edge. Beautiful. Copper is holding some of its shape, or the most of it, which is really nice. Let's go down in there and have a look at some of the detailing. Looking really, really nice. There you can see the fronding in the white more. Nice. There's just those flicks of gold just poking their head through. And we've got a lot of this blooming happening now, which is great. No special sauce today. I just want the paint to do its kind of own thing. It's really nice. Already we've got some rivers starting to open up, which is great. Let's go around the other side. Hopefully that's looking all right. We're getting some decent shots on there. Let's take ourselves around. Thank you, Nelson. Some really nice areas starting to open up on this now. So whilst what it doesn't do in colour, it makes up for an impact. And you can see now the angry water and breaking waves. Thank you. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? What I'm trying to here, look, is kind of be careful of my lines. So I need to make sure that if I've, because here it's difficult. I'm trying to assess that. I'm not sure if I'm outside of a line there. I might have to bring some blue up just ever so slightly over into this direction, so gently to sort of tease it, because I need the balance to feel right. If it isn't right, I'm in trouble. But that's actually feeling quite interesting. I mean, it is. It's a nice one. That I like that. Very expressive. Each time we try this technique, it's always different. Now you can see when we had our science lesson earlier on about the ripples in the canvas, because I kind of knew which way they were going to go. We've got upright ripples going, so actually we're starting to formulate new areas simply by the raised sections, and I'm not going to mess about with those because it's as nature intended. I can manipulate the ups and the downs, but I want these, you can probably just see them now on Roam Cam. One slightly off to that direction. We've got a tiny one at the end, but we've got 1, 2, kind of 3, 4 going on right in the centre of the painting, which is quite nice. I just don't know how much you're able to see that. Look, we've got this one doing its own thing down here. It doesn't care, does it? It's on its holidays. That's just off, look. But you can see, can't you, how suddenly it's darkened up. I mean, we haven't got a huge amount of black on here, and actually, although I'm a bit gung-ho with the black, keeping away from that on this particular one I think is going to help. The one thing I am going to do is to put some drizzles of white in there, because I want to bring the base over to the surface. The white's going to disappear, as you're about to see. And what it will do is just lighten things up a little bit as it dissolves and dries. So again, it's a bit more of a science lesson. We are getting quite a bit of reflection from this particular direction, which I appreciate. The overhead won't give you much in the way of reflection, but the other ones will, because it's a very glossy paint. Funny Fox says that's a nice one. Thank you. Devanda Studios, just gorgeous. Kim Leaf, amazing as usual, gorgeous. Thank you very much indeed. I'm glad this is a free giveaway day. Well, it is in terms of the stream. For the painting, though, not so. The 10. Oh, hello, Christine. Shower and lady. Saw this notification. Wow. Lovely colour. Same as my bass guitar. Miss you guys. See you soon. Well, we miss you too. And there is very much a theme of bass guitars going on at the moment, isn't there? We've got Fairy Tale Jedi playing fretless bass along to Zenyatta Mondata, the classic Police album. You guys should talk. You definitely should talk. We're just talking about, oh yes, fretless Mustang bass. Great, so we're now talking about bass guitars. I love it. When a dolphin takes a holiday from Henry, I like it. Will you be on Mondays more often? Or is this an exception? I don't know, Henry. A lot depends on how busy we are. You know, at the moment, I've not made it a secret to say that we are incredibly busy at the moment. So, you know, whilst we're busy, then yeah, is the answer. We'll be popping up all over the place. But I don't know if it'll be a permanent thing. We'll certainly keep the Wednesdays. It's a lot of work, to be honest, Henry. You guys know that watch it regular. We try and demystify what goes on, but it is a lot of work. Try and keep things simple for you, so you just enjoy the fruits of our labours. But there's a lot to this, certainly in the broadcasting stakes, let alone actually thinking about what you're going to do once a week, which could end up being twice a week. And probably at least 3 or 4 times a week while we are doing this commission. And thankfully, these are pretty nice and simple to do in terms of technique. What you can't control is what nature decides to do. So this one's going to get left, and then I'll have a look first thing in the morning, see how it's dried. If I'm happy with it, great. If I'm not happy with it, I'll be cutting another one, and we'll be back on doing a live stream again tomorrow. So we'll have to wait and see, guys. There's certainly no more thinners on there. I wanted to try and contain the vast majority of that within the confines of the canvas and actually give it some room to breathe, which I think we've managed to do, which is nice. You just need to lighten a few areas up. Most of this is going to get sucked in. This is going in a conference room if it's accepted by the client. So people are going to be quite close to this. I need this to work not just as an impact from when they walk in the room, but also with it actually being used as a function of space. So plenty of drama and intrigue while they're waiting for those Zoom calls to be connected. Yeah, quite like that. Quite like that. It's not too bad at all. Not too shabby, and it is still developing. The question is, do I need to dig my tool, my scraper, my grout spreader into that and maneuver anything else around the place? Let's get AD on the line because he can see more about what's going on from his unique position on the cameras than I can. How are we? Are we looking reasonably balanced, mate? Let's come on and grab your opinion.
It's looking pretty good, buddy. That's looking pretty good. I understand what you're saying about the balance. Now, I wonder, what would you do? Some slightly smaller, maybe some shot glasses full or something like that?
I don't know. It's tricky. It's just this core, this top edge. That's what I'm bothered about. You know, we've got it spreading nicely there, and I just wonder if I can maybe just pull a few twists up. Let's just see if that's possible.
Okay. I'll try zoom down on you.
Yeah.
There we go. Cartridges flicking and throwing.
So dramatically altering the feel of it by doing this, but that's okay. I don't mind that. Let's dig in, and actually that could be quite nice. Let's just dig in and make a few holes. Yeah, that could work. That's going to lighten things up a bit. Yeah, okay. Let's get in. I like the thought of that. Most of these will close up anyway, but actually, if we're just peppering this with a few windows so to speak. That already feels a little bit lighter. So I think that's actually, yeah, I'm going to do the center now. Let's see if I can tease this one out. Okay, right, let's just pull that a bit tighter. Nobody, well, it's starting to, but it's okay. You're just asking me about the base coat has gone off yet. Oh, I see what you mean, yeah. Yeah, I'm just having a look where it's actually sort of moving itself. Yeah. Right, okay, so having gone from one edge, which I think is good, I need to do something on this edge. So I'm just going to gently move some of that this way to kind of even it up a little bit. You've got some nice rivers, but I'm going to do the same, and I'm going to just dig a few holes this way. The sense of moving it this way, it's better just to kind of, I'm just trying to even straighten this up because it's not quite straight, and that's definitely better that end now. And then I think it's just the center, I kind of just need to move some of that this way. So let's see if I can do that without disturbing the copper too much. These are the tricky bits now. Oh, thank you, Henry. Going for his blue menthol candy. Excellent. I'm very glad to hear that. Right, why's my laptop gone off? Thank you, Henry. Right, Eagle Eye AD, yeah, absolutely. Some thumbs up from V Louise. Funny Fox, do you take into consideration other colours and materials in the room? Testing for the painting, did the client request anything specific? Very good question. So we do have a complete materials palette. So we do know that in certain areas there is going to be vertical walnut panelling. So this is not going to be one of those spaces where this is destined for. However, the one that's been base coated on the far side, just off camera, destined for Wednesday's live stream, is going to be one of those that is situated on one of these slat walls. But the client hasn't specified, except saying what they like and don't like. So really everything is, is up to us as to what we end up doing, which is as terrifying as it is exciting. So what we're doing on Wednesday, we've never done before, and it's an idea I've had. And if it comes off, it's going to look mind-blowing, and if it doesn't, it's going to be a complete failure. So I do suggest you tune in 7:30 p.m. for that on Wednesday. That's British summertime, because now we've moved the clocks forward here in the UK. More lighter in the centre is working out indeed. Thank you, Henry. Yeah, just trying to spread things out a little bit. It's still moving and morphing as we speak, but I kind of feel that, this great big massive swirling clouds and wind and rain and sea is kind of almost done. Alicia, hello Alicia, thank you for joining us live. Yes, it's a Monday, not a Wednesday. It's on your day off. Well, good for you. Great to see you here and saying this is awesome. Oh, hopefully giving you some really nice shots on the overhead now. And then you can see how this is kind of panning out. If you are just joining us or you haven't seen it since the start, by all means do go back and have a look, because you will find that things are a little bit different to how it started out. I'm going to just try a little bit of gaffer tape top and bottom. Base coat is, I think, sufficiently gone off now, even though it sticks to my gloves. Let's get that stuck down there and see if I'm just going to give it a little bit of a pull, just to even out some of these wrinkles. The wrinkles are good, as I said earlier, but I don't want too many of them, so this is just going to prevent it as it dries from getting too wrinkly, because it might not be too advantageous. You can see I'm even sticking to this. Just going to give that a little tug. That's as much as I dare. Yeah, okay, so it's just kind of evened out some of those ripples, which is good. It's still holding this side and actually pulling what's behind it up. So I've managed to secure that okay. And I'm using a very well-known brand of duct tape, which I won't reveal because we're not sponsored by them. If we ever are, I'll name it. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, that is generally that's pretty in your face, that, but there's some beautiful details. Let's go have a look whenever I can. Still morphing, still developing. I like that. Now we've got a very neutral colour palette that we're dealing with. A lot of natural wood tones, a lot of stone, a lot of white, a lot of gold, a lot of copper, that kind of thing. So whilst it's completely outrageous and out there, it's still got to work within a commercial environment. People don't want to walk in through the door and just feel ill straight away. So I'm always got an eye on the fact that people have got to live and work with these and look at them. Got this swirling tempest of nature and the strength and power of wind and weather systems and the sea and the oceans, whatever you like to take from it. It's really, really starting to develop now. In a conference room, as I've alluded to already, it's got to work at every point. When you walk in and go, wow, and as you sit there, as you contemplate your next big deal, it's also got to engage, fulfill, always feel relevant and constant, and have plenty for you to look at. But the details now are really starting to come out, and they are looking superb. And this is just a very small section of it. I'm trying to keep this as still as I can.
So, would you like to try an experiment?
Can
Buddy.
do. Yeah, go for it.
Right, let's change the colour of the lights. You
Go
ready?
on then. Yeah, do it.
I'm going to go warm. Ready? Now, does that change the gold? Let's have a look. Let's go one more.
Ooh.
Now, you catch some of that gold in the light now. Yes. That's it. You got anything liquid flowing gold? What have
Not
you got?
really,
What have
no.
you got?
I've got copper.
Oh yeah, show us
What
some
about
of that.
that
Oh
what
yes,
about
that's
that copper
that's
there?
showing strong with the black. Yeah. So now I'm going to set back to a cooler. Oh, now the blue lights up. Okay.
Interesting.
So now I'm going to go colder again. Ready?
Do it.
Oh, now the blues are lighting up again.
How's that? We've almost got a line forming through the middle, which is quite interesting as well. And I'll tell you what I like the fact we've got this giant sort of glacial thing sort of moving through the center. That's got a lot of gravity to it. There's a lot of seam of gold moving through that as well. Got tiny little details moving their way through it as well, which is really nice. And fractals just about everywhere. We're still getting reactions with the base coat of white that we rolled it on at the start. With a very simple
I'm going to set you back now. Ready?
All right, yeah, go for it.
There we go. Right.
Okay, back to normality. Well, look, we've still got the bits that I dug into. They're still holding their own, which is great. We've just dug a little bit of coolness and a bit of a window through some of the darker points. And then we've got lots of rivers and flows going on in this direction. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that and let it develop overnight. Who knows what we're going to walk into tomorrow, but it's not up to me. It's up to the client, isn't it? The client loves that. Happy days. That's another one done. Rather like that. Rather like that. Don't think I need to add any more to it. Edie's going to give you another look. I'll give you some nice shots on the overhead there, hopefully. Fairy Tale Jedi, I could live with that. Watching you inspire me to do some painting of my own. Thank you, Drawing Skeleton. That's very kind of you. Breaking Waves, lovely. That's a good title for a painting. Henry, only thing missing is diamonds and pearls. Funny Fox, sounds high end. Well, let's hope so. All we've got to do is get a thumbs up from the client, and that's another space done. I'll say we've got 2 canvases prepped and drying, ready for Wednesday. Tomorrow, we'll be doing the same again. We'll be taking the 2 out at the back, and I'll be rolling more canvas out. Probably going to start on some of the smaller spaces tomorrow with base coating. This won't be dry enough to move off the table, but hopefully I might be able to do something down where the 2 for Wednesday are drying. We'll take those out. So it's this constant fight with space because there just isn't enough here to really move. We've just got to try and figure it out as we go along, haven't we? Okay, lots of people liking this now. Elaine, very nice. Big Louise Arthur, yeah, thank you very much. Giving us a heart. So you like that one? Thank you very much, guys. What do you think of that? Let me know. Plenty of you watching now. Jump on the chat. Just let me know. Let me know what you think. Is it your bag? Is it your cup of tea? Do you not like it? Do you loathe it? Would you rather see different colours? Always glad to hear your feedback. Let's not take life too seriously. But you know, I'm not trying to raise the Titanic here, am I? But I like that, and actually, it's very similar to one that the client actually likes. So we've recreated it on a much bigger scale, and yeah, that's starting to have some. That's starting to move now. I like that. I like that a lot. What do we reckon to that then, folks? Great work, abundant in energy. Thank you, Henry. That's very nice of you. I don't know how long we've been on air. About an hour, is it, buddy? We've been on 71 minutes ago. Hour and 12 minutes. Well, look what we've done in an hour and 12 minutes. How cool is that? Remember to give us a nice big thumbs up, guys. That would be awesome. While Adi gives you another look at it, hopefully on a nice pan shot or a zoom. Kathy, fantastic. I could look at this all day long. That's extremely kind of you, Kathy. Thank you very much for saying that. Now remember, we are back on Wednesday. Get your notifications on, and because at 7:30 p.m. UK time, that's British summer time, we've moved on an hour. I'm going to be painting the 2 giant ones behind with a brand new technique that we have never done before. Oh, funny Fox, I meant the materials in location you described. Have I missed that? Oh, wallpaper, walls, colours, that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, all we've got really is the materials palette to work to. So I'm trying to keep a lot of coppers and blacks and golds going. Some of these and white definitely. Trying to fuse a lot of that into all of the paintings, Funny Fox. So you'll definitely see a theme of that as we're working through the commission. And it'll be no surprise to learn that that's a similar kind of palette that we'll be working on the 2 that are destined for Wednesday. So yeah, I hope that does clear that up for you. Amazing, says Drawing Skeleton. Henry, we'll call it Sinking the Titanic then, Ed. Yes, okay, that'll be great. There's an area near the bottom that I see a face, if understood. Excellent. Well, is it still developing now? Let's see if it still gives you a face when we see it for at the next point. We'll probably be able to show you, hopefully, on Wednesday. Even if you, hey, we might be back on air tomorrow, similar kind of time. So you never know. Might be able to show you how it's dried overnight tomorrow. We might, mightn't we, mate? Yeah. Thanks, Timothy Runkle. Loves it. Great. Thanks.
Like we said, do keep your notifications on. Now, I've just checked on YouTube with my phone, and it did tell me when I went to YouTube that we were live. We were. So I'm not sure about the notification thing with YouTube. Let's face it, YouTube at the best of times is pretty bad. So all I can suggest is just keep checking YouTube every now and then. Just go to it, have a look, see if there's something going on. Like I say, I think there's going to be a lot more live streams coming this way.
Yeah, great advice. Just keep checking back in, guys. You know, it's probably going to be afternoons UK time. So you guys over on East and West Coast in the US, it's going to be around 9-10 a.m. in the morning, maybe 11 midday, something like that. Hopefully, very good. M. Robinson, great vision. Fairy Tale July saying Yatta Blue Data. Very good. If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, go and have a look at the start, some 10, 12 minutes into the stream. We've got a fretless bass player playing great hits of The Police. Great band from the 80s. That should hopefully fill you in on that one. Well, folks, I think I'm going to leave it there for today. If you have found it helpful, a little bit inspiring or even entertaining, then do give us a like, share and subscribe. Share this amongst your friends if you think that they would also like to see it as well. We always appreciate seeing new faces here on the live streams. We'll probably be back tomorrow at some point, and we'll definitely be back at 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday. Thank you very much for joining us today, folks. We look forward to seeing you on the next one. Stay well, safe and healthy. We'll see you very soon. From AD and myself, thank you very much for watching, and good day.